Yes, friends. Now in this root number 15. Now in this root number 15, I have taken next root, in which three roots are there. Basically, they have the same meaning: cause, motive. Okay. What is your goal? What is your motive? What is your object or objective? What is your cause? Okay. So, and that is being represented by these three words. And from where they have been taken, I mean, what is the etymology of them, from which language they have been taken, I'll just discuss about them. Then these words based on this root. This root is again very important because you will have a number of words based on this root, and you will just find that surprising that how many words are based on this, and they are so much. I mean, up to now we were not aware about them, but when we will come to know about the basic words of these based on this root, then you will just realize that yes, now there is a different horizon of these words. Okay, so you will come to know about a different field of the words in which the application of these words is there. And whenever you find these words in your future reading or future expression, then you will recognize the meaning of that word immediately, or just very at very hurry. Okay, there will be no what you call delay of any kind, no delay of even a second. You will just recognize the meaning of this word. So whenever these words will appear, you will just come to know that this means this. Okay, now let me take these words one by one, and from which base they have been taken, that I'll discuss about. First, let me take, this is the 15th root number, and it has three basic roots. That means CAUSE, cause. You know about cause means what, and CUSE, sometimes this word is also only used CUSE, because, and all these three means cause, right, motive, objective, goal. All these words are there. What is your object? What is your goal? What is your motive? Right? And cause. And what is your cause? That is. And they have been taken from, these have been taken, let me take from Latin root. These have been taken from Latin root. What is the Latin root? That word is CAUS, causalis, ALIS, causalis. One word is this. Then CAUS, yes, causal, 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 or causal word is there. Even causa word is there, CUSA, causa. So all these three words are basically from causalis, causal, causa. Okay, so these words are from Latin root, and from these three, or either of them, they have the same meaning. That means to express cause. Causalis means to express cause or motive or whatever. So to express cause or motive, that means cause here. So in this way, these three roots have been taken from. I have taken these three words here, right? Causalis, causal, and causa. These three words are found mostly in Latin language, from where these roots have been taken. And there means express cause, or cause is there, motive is there, goal is there, what is your objective, that is there. So okay, so from this, now let me discuss about the words given here. So what are these words? One by one, let me take them. This is the basic root, etymology of this word, that they have been taken from Latin, okay, Latin language. Now let me take the first word, or the first word here. The first word is cause. The basic word, same, cause. Cause is a verb here, okay, to make happen, to cause something, to make happen, to make happen. It may be a noun also. Cause means a noun also, because what is the cause of your, as a noun also. Okay. The motive, the cause. What is the cause of your coming here? For example, what is the cause or motive of your being angry, of your being angry? That may be there. Okay. Number of expressions or statements can be expressed with the help of this word cause. Cause, motive. So cause as a noun. What is the cause of this? The cause, how to make happen. I want to cause this happen in my life. I want to cause to express my views, in this, whatever, in the office or anywhere, wherever my seniors are there, and I want to cause myself to be not a victim, but as a just like equivalent to them. Okay, so that is how cause, to cause something to happen, something. I want to cause myself to be speaking among my seniors, my elders, whatever are there. Okay, they not even agreed with me, then I have to make them agree with my arguments, with my logic. So that is what I want to cause. So cause means to make happen. I want to express, I want to cause this thing to happen in my life. That is what anybody can say. Okay, so any sentence can be expressed with the help of this verb, to happen. And cause, what is the cause of your coming? Cause means noun. So as a noun, it can also be expressed. Okay, so as a part of speech, you can express the verb in different ways. Just expression, the grammatical, knowledge, the grammar must be known to you. The knowledge of some grammar, sentence making, and that are discussed later. But these, words are very strong, very base of everything when we are going to express. So that's why I've taken the words first. Okay, so this is one as a noun, as a verb. This is the first word here. Second word, we take accusable. What is accusable? Accusable. S-A-B-L-E. Accusable. That means this is adjective here. Accusable. Okay. That means can be accused of something. Can be accused of wrongdoing. Accusable. This person is accusable. Adjective. Accusable. Adjective. Okay. That means can be accused. Can be accused of wrongdoing. Can be accused of wrongdoing. That means accusable. You are accusable for this activity. Okay, and you will be made to be accusable if you are not agreed with this point of this. Okay, you are telling a person, and what you call teaching him a lesson or whatever. Okay, and giving him advice that please, you will be accusable for this act of yours if you are not mending your ways. So this is what accusable means. Adjective. Can be accused of wrongdoing. Okay, whatever. In place of this thing, if you are expressing yourself in a positive manner, only then your words will be acceptable. But if you are going to do this kind of activity, then you can be accused of wrongdoing. So this is accusable. But let me take because. Now this because is a conjunction word. You know what conjunction? Because. What is because means? ECAUS, because it's a conjunction here. Conjunction is just like and, or both, together with, etc. etc. Conjunction are and joining two or more sentences, right? Conjunctions are joining two sentences, together. So this conjunction is the parts of speech which joins two or more than two sentences. Maybe sometimes only two sentences are being joined by this. Not conjunctions are there. Other conjunctions are there. Only two sentences are being joined by this two words or two conjunctions. Now, because for that reason, that this is conjunction here. Conjunction. I'm writing here conjunction parts of the speech. not any other parts of the speech, but this is conjunction here because for that reason. That means for that reason. Yeah, for that reason. If you want to express this in sentence or statement, then I have invited him here because I want to narrate the actual things which have happened in my life to him. Because of that, I have invited him here. So because of that, I mean there are two sentences. I have invited him here. Why? Because he had asked me yesterday that he should be expressed, okay, or you want to express his desire, okay, to have some agreement with me. That's why I have asked him to come to my house. Okay, so because means joining two sentences, okay, and because for that reason I have asked him to come to my house, okay, because he wants to express his guilt feeling, okay, and or he want to apologize for his wrongdoing. That's why, or because of that, he's coming to my house. Okay, this is what I mean. Because means giving reason that why for that reason he's coming to my house. Okay, so this is how because it's being used. This is conjunction and joining two sentences. Then fourth word, accuser. Who is the accuser? ACCUSER. Accuser. This is noun here. Okay, accuser is the person the one who charges another. Okay, with wrongdoing. That is who is the accuser, the person who accuses others. Okay, one who accuses others, one who accuses others for wrongdoing. That person is the accuser. Okay, in my case, that person is the accuser. This is, I mean, this accuser. This what do you call legal word. Okay, a court matter. Sometimes accuser. Who is the accuser? Who is the criminal? Who is the accuser to involve him in crime? So accuser. He is the accuser. He is accusing him that he murdered. He saw him murder or murdering a person. He saw him doing a murder or murdering a person. So that is the accuser. That person is accusing this person for murdering a innocent person. An innocent person. Okay, that's what accuser is another person. One who accuses another person. That person. For example, he is accusing me. So he is the accuser, not I. So he is accusing another person. That person is accuser. Okay, he is accusing another person. That person, he means anybody. John is accusing Albert. Okay, so John is accuser. So John is accusing Albert of wrongdoing or for wrongdoing. This is John is accuser here. Okay, so accuser is the person who accuses another person for wrongdoing. Okay, so these four words I have taken here. Let us take other words. Okay, now the fifth word. See here the fifth word. Accusatory. What is accusatory? Accusatory. O-R-Y. This is adjective here. Accusatory. Okay, this is adjective here. What is accusatory? In the nature of an accusation, right? Accusatory means something is being accused. So in the nature of related to accusation. Okay. So that is in relation to accusation. What is that? Yeah, in the nature of, in the relation of accusation, or in the nature of, in the nature of an accusation, in the nature of an accusation, right? Accusatory evidence, accusatory evidence. This evidence, so adjective is used before the noun, evidence is noun here, so accusatory evidence. Any statement, accusatory, proof or evidence, evidence, accusatory evidence here. This is the evidence why he is being accused. This is accusatory evidence, accusatory proof, right? Sorry, accusatory evidence or proof. This is how we can express this. Now, sixth word. Let me take the sixth word here. Excuse. Here, excuse. E-X-C-U-S-E, excuse as a verb. Excuse. To attempt to remove the blame. Excuse. Yeah. Excuse is cause or reason. Excuse is making him out of the cause. To attempt to remove the blame. This is verb here. Or exonerated person. This is verb here to attempt. To attempt to remove the blame. Okay, the attempt to remove the blame. Okay, that is remove the blame. Exonerate. The word exonerate is making a person without accusation. Exonerate. This word is a proper word here. This is noun here. Exonerate. This is verb again. Exonerate means to remove a person from blame. Okay, or to attempt to remove the blame from a person. So exonerate means to remove the blame, okay, from a person. So exonerate is again a verb. Exonerate or excuse. Right? Sorry. Now these are two words I have taken. Let me take other two words here. Let me take the other two words. This is the fifth one and sixth one I have taken. Now let me clean this properly. Yes. Now sixth question. Sixth word I have taken as a verb. Excuse as a verb. Now excuse as a noun. Subject is when excuse has been taken as a noun. Let me change this. Excuse. Excuse as noun. What is the excuse here? The blame here. Excuse. Excuse the noun. The reason for an action. Excuse is the reason. The reason for an action. The reason for an action. So excuse. What is the excuse here? Why you are disturbing me? Now he is saying that this is the excuse he is giving, that because of I just invited him, I interfere in his activity, so that's why he is interfering me. So for the reason for an action he has taken, the reason he is giving, the excuse he is giving is that I invited him or I disturbed his whatever, his life or any life, his official life or something. That's why he is trying to, excuse me, or he is trying to, disturb me, interfere in my life because of the reason. So that excuse he is giving. What is the excuse? He is saying that because of I interfered in his life, I troubled him, that's why he is troubling me. That the excuse is given. The reason for an excuse. That is the excuse means. The reason. What the reason here? Excuse means the reason. Okay, for an action. The reason for an action. The reason is here. The reason is the excuse. What the excuse here? What the excuse of your coming here? What excuse is reason. Reason, that means excuse as a noun. Okay, exclusive, exclusive, eighth word. This is exclusive, exclusive. What is exclusive here? As a noun here. Sorry, as an adjective. Excuse. Yeah, exclusive. Exclusive as an adjective. E-X-C-U-S-I-V. Exclusive. As an adjective, that means inclined to excuse again. Excuse. He is excuse. He is giving an excuse. He is inclined to exclusive here. Okay. Or he is inclined to. That means inclined to He is inclined to execute, giving an excuse, right? He is giving an excuse. He is inclined to excuse. Okay, that is how exclusive. The person is exclusive because he is giving an excuse. The reason he is giving, he is exclusive person. So exclusive means related to the excuse. Related to the excuse means always related to the excuse, causing excuse, excuse or something. That means adjective here. Ninth word. The ninth word is cause. Again, the cause word initially I took, and that by the verb cause. C-A-U-S-E. Here, cause. C-A-U-S-E. Cause here, noun, as in noun. Initially I took it as a verb. Okay, this is now cause. Ninth one, C-A-U-S-E, cause. Cause as a verb, cause as a noun. The reason, motive, again, as a noun, it means the reason. Motive, this I have already expressed, I think, the reason, the motive, the motive, the objective, the cause for murder. What is the cause for murder? For example, the cause for murder. The cause for murder. The reason for murder. The cause for murder. The cause is a noun. I have already expressed in the first, when I took the first verb. And after this as a verb, as a noun. And this is as a noun. Right? Cause, ninth word. 10th and 11th also I have taken one more word. Let me just express those two words also. So 10th and 11th word let me take. Now 10th word, see here, what is the 10th word? 10th word is accuse. Not excuse, but this is accuse. A-C-C-U-S-E, accuse. What is the accuse here? Accuse. Accuse. Accuse, what is this? Accuse and ac we have added in this. So accuse means to charge with wrongdoing. This is verb here. As a verb, accuse. Accuse a person of criminal activity. So accuse a person to charge. To charge a person for wrongdoing. To charge with wrongdoing. Charged with the wrongdoing. Right? This is accuse a person. To charge with wrongdoing. To blame. This is as a verb. To blame it can be. To blame. Okay, to accuse with, to charge with an accuse. Or sorry, with a wrongdoing. To charge with a wrongdoing, that means accuse a person. Accuse a person. Give the reason that why he is being accused by me, because he did the wrong thing, that's why he is being accused. He did that wrong thing, means he broken the window, he broken the door, that's why he is accused. So I accuse him of wrongdoing. Okay, this is how verb is. 11th word, number of other words can be taken from this. This is inexcusable. The word inexcusable. A-B-L-E, inexcusable, adjective. Inexcusable. Excusable we talked about. E-X-C-U-S-A-B-L, excusable. Excusable word was here. I think this is excusable. Excusable we took, no, accusable. This is excusable. Inexcusable means, okay, cannot be blamed, cannot be excused. Excusable is can be blamed. Excusable. Okay? Cannot be excused. Cannot be excused. Excuse. This excuse means to attempt to remove the blame. This is excusable. Excusable means attempt to remove the blame, but in this case inexcusable. This is unpardonable. Means the person is accused. He cannot be out of the accusation. Right? Inexcusable means he is being accused, cannot be excused. That's right. So this adjective is cannot be excused. Means he is the accused person. Cannot cannot be excused. He cannot be without blame. He is to be blamed. Inexcusable, the act of his is inexcusable, unpardonable. Okay, cannot be without any blame. Sorry, without, he cannot be without blame. He is with blame. Inexcusable means he has done the murder. He is the accused person. Okay, so inexcusable cannot be excused. Excused. Ex means the person is out of the blame. Excuse means, but cannot be excused. That means he is to be blamed. This is just double negative. We can say X out, in, okay, in also not out of blame. That is the double negative part. This is X means out, in means not excusable. That means not out of the blame. Is to be blamed. That's what. I mean, at each and every a prefix, suffix, root word, all the very wonderful things, they are to be sorry, excused. They should be explained with clarity. With clarity, only clarity can give you the proper word. I mean, if you are expressing them in a what do you call, in breaking them in parts. Okay, so this is in, X, and accusable. Accusable is to be accused, to be blamed, and X means out of the blame. But in means not to be out of blame. That means he is to be blamed. This is how the words are to be expressed. They have to be, I mean, understood. The meaning of that. Okay, what kind of meaning can be come out? That is to be understood only when we are understanding what is the prefix, suffixes, etc. and roots word. What is the root meaning of that root? Okay, so see you in the next lecture series, in which we will take next root, which is the 16th one, based on C still. So there are 19 words or roots here, 19 roots based on C. Okay, C is one of the lengthiest one of the lengthiest roots, I mean series of roots. Okay, so 19 lectures are there, and this is in C, I think third or fourth one. Okay, so fourth or fifth one, this is fifth one I think, no sorry, fourth one, because from 11th one I think I started. Okay, so 12th one, so maybe fourth or third one, that is up to you. So okay, there are about 19 roots based on C. Okay, so this is third or fourth maybe, because in up to 9th there were A and 2, 9, 10th, 11th, so 12, 13, 14, 15, this is fourth one. So fifth onwards, I mean fifth is still, there are 15, these are the four we have discussed about on C, letter C of alphabet, still 15 are there on C. Okay, so in this way I am taking alphabetically so that one can remember them with proper meaning, proper words. I mean, some people are just writing them down. They are so much understood. They have got the depth of that knowledge, as I have seen my students of learning this word. Okay, the roots, prefix, suffixes. They are so much, I mean, accustomed to all the words. They understand that this is this number of root you expressed us or you discussed with us. Okay, so this is what I mean. Depends upon the intelligence of the people who are understanding. Okay, learning. They want to learn something. They want to seek something. They want to get something in their life. For those people, nothing is impossible. Okay, I'm telling you that if you are processing in this category on the same roots, if you are finding out number of other words which have some relationship with cause, okay, motive or something, then you can have lot of efforts you have done. That means you are going to win the battle. Okay, see you then in the next lecture series. Okay, bye.